Valentine's Day, everybody, and welcome to another episode of P&T Show. So today's edition is our Valentine special. By the way, how is the Valentine's Day going? Hope you're having fun. Hope you are giving and receiving love. Hope you are doing your best to ensure that you celebrate the Valentine in the right way. My name is Preciouifeanyi, and I am your host on this show. So today, like I said, this is Valentine's edition of P&T Show. By the way, remember, here on this show, we celebrate parenting and we inspire teenagers. So today's edition of P&T Show, we're going to be answering some questions that teenagers ask about love, sex, crushes, and relationship. Why? Because we want to provide them guidance. So in the just ended Valentine's Teens Hangouts, we took time to answer some of these questions. But because we know that our audience out there also have some of these questions, and teenagers are part of this audience. So today we're going to be answering some of those questions. So I have my baby girl, Rosalind James, who is going to be, reading out the questions, some of the questions that we've gotten from teenagers. I mean, some of those questions, they're really heart-touching. They are really, they give you concern when you hear the question the first time. But that goes to show that our teenagers have a lot going on in their head and in their mind. They have so much they are dealing with, and they need guidance, they need support, they need encouragement, they also need advice. And that is why we are doing this today. So, drum rolls! Okay, so we're going to get started. Roslyn, how are you, by the way?
I'm fine.
Thank you so much for doing this with me today.
Thank you, ma.
All right, so we're going to start. You take the question and
Okay.
I'll take the answer, right?
Okay, ma.
So let's go. Share this, by the way, with someone. Invite someone to, listen, to watch, to be a part of today's Valentine edition of P&T Show. Duh.
The first question is, why is teenager relationship not acceptable? And what age are teenagers supposed to be dating?
Okay, so why is teenagers' relationship not acceptable? In other
Yeah.
words, why can't teenagers date?
Yes.
Okay, now a lot of reasons. If this is your question, or if you've heard a teenager ask this question, you can share this response with them. So, dating as a teenager, dating generally, nothing wrong with that. But you only are supposed to date when you are ready to get married, because dating is what leads to marriage. Dating is you trying to get to know your potential partner. It's you trying to understand this person, know if you are compatible, know if your values align, and all of that. If you're not ready to get married, what do you need those information for? What do you need those details for? Besides, as a teenager, you should be focusing on building yourself. You should be focusing on your academics. In fact, like I usually say, there are two persons and two things you should be dating as a teenager. One, date God. Get into a relationship with God. Remember now thy creator in the days of your youth, Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1. So this is the time to build that intimacy with God. Number two, date yourself. Get to know yourself. What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? What can you do to build on those strengths and reduce the potential of those weaknesses? Number three, date your purpose. Why are you here on earth? What is the solution you are here to bring? What is the problem you are here to solve? Don't just be a consumer, also be a creator. Do something, solve a problem, make the world a better place. Now you will be asking, how do I do that? It's not just about going to church. I'm not talking about being a pastor, going to preach. Whereas those are good, but there's a problem you're supposed to solve. There's something that you're supposed to do as a teenager, and that is your purpose. Discover it. Keep praying, keep reading materials, keep exposing yourself to events, seminars, conferences, attend those, and keep asking yourself, what can I do? What problem can I solve? What invention can I make? What can I write? What can I create? All of those are part of your purpose. Discover it. And you cannot do that effectively if you're meddling around with relationship, if you are on midnight calling with one boy somewhere, or if you keep chatting till 12 and 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. Ain't gonna happen. Finally, date your academics. Relationship is definitely a distraction if you are not up to the age. You know what? Relationship will demand your time, your money, your emotions, everything. Relationship demands commitment and responsibility. And as a teenager, you still have a long way to go. Some of us, as a teenager, it means you still have like 4, 5, 6, 7 years before you are ready to get married. So why would you invest all of those years playing around with one boy or one girl? Makes no sense. So the best you can do is to focus on building your life, become a person of value, learn so much so that when it is time, somebody will look at you and see parts of value in you, and they would want to nail it down with you, get married, start building a life. But for now, relationship is a distraction. Trust me.